All right, everybody, welcome back to Recliner Sports Talk. My name's Nick.
I'm Brandon.
Episode 4 of season 2. Another crazy week of NFL. Some surprises, not too many. Some things we kind of expected or could have seen happening. Brandon, you got any recap of last week?
Yeah, let me start with college though, because that intrigues me a lot. Notre Dame should not have had 41 points. Honestly, Notre Dame's not a very good team. I'm a Notre Dame fan. I'll admit it. They're not very good. Their defense played very well. But their quarterback play in general across college football over the first, 4 weeks of the season has been pretty poor. Shout out Clemson. Gosh, I mean, just shout out Rattler from Oklahoma. He's not been good at all. So I'm kind of disappointed with quarterback play so far. But going back to what I was saying, Notre Dame stinks. They play Cincinnati. Now, if they beat Cincinnati, maybe, just maybe, will I have a sliver of hope that they could be good. I think Penn State's a little overrated. They're 4th. I've watched every Penn State game. They're not that good to be a top 4 team. Ohio State doesn't really do it for me. Sorry, what'd you say?
Arkansas is in top 10 too. Think about that.
Well, they played Georgia, so that should settle itself out. Alabama plays Ole Miss. Ole Miss is ranked 12th.
Ole Miss quarterback.
I think there's more parity in college football this year than years prior.
Great. It's
Alabama's
wanted.
No, yeah, absolutely. Alabama's good, probably the best team. But after that, Georgia could lose this week.
This is the make or break week for Cincinnati as well.
Oh, it's huge because, Notre Dame, whether you like to admit it or not, they're a top 10 program in college football.
But yeah, it's at Notre Dame, right?
I don't know.
I'll double check on that. But regardless, like you said, you're playing Notre Dame. It's just like you beat Michigan, right? Or you beat, the list goes, you beat Penn State at Penn State, something like that. Even if obviously this year, like you said, they're 4, you beat one of these big programs where they're up and down. That's a big thing, especially for that outside of the Power 5 conferences. So what about any NFL, Brandon?
Well, I'll start with the Giants. They're bad. Daniel Jones is good. Jason Garrett's the worst play caller in football, including the Bears. That's with the Bears in the NFL. Jason Garrett still is the worst offensive coordinator, even with Jacksonville being 0-18 in their last 18. Garrett needs to go. I do like the Giants' pickup of Isaiah. I think it's Wilson, offensive tackle. Yeah, the O-line. Yes, I know. I don't want to get flack for he's an awful person. I'll say it, but they need all the help they can get, and I think he served his suspension and his whatever. And you know what? They need bodies after Nick Gates went down with a career-ending injury. He was their best offensive lineman. The Giants are starting guys who got cut from teams at guard. I mean, it's that bad. So the Giants are bad. They'll probably win 3 games this year. The NFC East is bad. That Cowboys, I watched a little bit of it. Cowboys aren't very good. Yes, they won by 20. I don't know. Washington gave up 45 points. The Bills are good. I understand. But, the NFC East, anyone could win. I don't think the Cowboys are going to run away with it. I mean, it's just NFC East is insanely bad. The AFC and NFC West are just the cream of the crop right now. And everyone else is mediocre. I mean, the East, the North, most teams are mediocre. The West teams are the best, in my opinion.
Yeah. Wait, did you say West Coast football?
Yeah, I know. That's for college. I know. In the NFL, it's ironic that in college, the East is better. In the NFL, the West is way better.
I was just wondering, that contradicts.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Some recap for me. Panthers, even though
Oh,
they
shit.
the teams they played are what, 0-9 here. So, fake or not, McCaffrey, can you stay healthy? Always. Chargers beating the Chiefs is big. I said it once, I'll say it again. The Chiefs blueprint's out. And I'm not saying the blueprint of, all right, there's a code that has been cracked, everybody can beat them. No. But just like any big movie, once you see the chink in that armor, it gives you a little bit more confidence. Now, everybody's going at the Chiefs because they saw that Super Bowl loss where they looked horrible. Hey, they can be beat just like anybody else. Boom, they're getting beat. Ravens, who had no luck whatsoever. Chargers now have done it again. They did it with Phillip Rivers. Now they're doing it with Justin Herbert. The Chiefs are not that big bad bull anymore. They have been bullied a little bit as well. They're still above everybody else, right? But everybody keeps on chipping at the bit there. So I love seeing that. Washington's secondary. But I also think it's a little bit of Jack Del Rio. I think Jack Del Rio is just rolling out his players and saying, we're going to be better than you. That is not it. It's the NFL. It's always growing. Great interview on Part of My Take. I know I always bring that up, but that's the podcast I listen to with Rex Ryan. And he even said it too. You got to get something going schematically. You can't just roll out your players and say, my players are better than yours. It's an always evolution, different offenses going at you. They are game planning every week to beat you. And if they got film from last year and this year, if you're doing the same thing, I don't care how bad the offense is, they're going to be better against you. So that's my Washington talk there. Schematically, got to get better on defense because the offense is never going to win you the game. That's not the way their team was built. Bengals, love seeing the Bengals beat the Steelers. Steelers aren't that good. Big Ben, he's also stinking. Okay. Saints bounce back big. Patriots kind of stink. Okay. Now here's the thing. Patriots have to play perfect with Mac Jones. Rookie quarterbacks are hard to play with. You have to run the ball. Patriots run game isn't going to be crazy strong here. Okay. They don't have any premier back, anything like that. So unless they can run the ball effectively and make Mac Jones just make the easy reads and way less throws, I don't think they're going to be successful this year. Titans get a big win against the Colts. Colts struggling a little bit. Falcons win. I could not believe that. That's makes me scared about the Washington game against them this upcoming week. I thought the Lions had it. I cannot remember. I'll have to go back and check. I think I picked the Lions in this game. The Ravens had 7 dudes out for COVID. I don't know if you knew that. 7 dudes out.
No, I didn't, but I watched that ending. I can't believe. I seriously, I turned to my dad. It was 4th and 19. I must have jinxed him. I said, the Ravens are going to lose this game to Detroit. Sure enough, I don't know how. I think it was Hollywood Brown got wide open. Like, how do you get wide open on 4th and 19?
I don't know.
And then
he dropped a touchdown too.
He dropped like 5 passes that game. I mean, Justin Tucker making a 66-yard field goal without wind. That's impressive because usually those long field goals, if you have the wind going with you, it adds maybe a yard or 2. He had 6, so he broke the record by 2, and it was in a dome. That's pretty. I mean, come on. I've never seen a ball hit the crossbar like that and bounce up. Also, to your point, the way to beat the Chiefs, and you're going to have to let Travis Kelce get his because he's going to, but he has the little intermediate routes, fine. You'll deal with that. The way to beat the Chiefs, it's simple. It's not simple, but if you double Tyreek Hill, look, week 1, what Tyreek Hill have 197 yards and a touchdown or something outrageous like that. If you double Tyreek Hill and double and triple team Tyreek Hill, and you make Byron Pringle and you make Mecole Hardman and you make the Chiefs' other tight ends beat you. That's what the game plan is. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he's not going to – he had a good game last week, but he's not anything special. He's 5'6".
Yeah.
And their O-line is not that good. I know they spent all this money. The left side's solid. The center, right guard, right tackle all rookies. So, like, you can't expect them to be the best offensive line ever. So if you can get some pressure, if you get some pressure and stop the run, and then double Tyreek Hill, the Chiefs are absolutely beatable, and their defense is not the best. It's probably a little below average.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, it's always been the offense. There's a lot more problems. Sorry, the pass game. They got to run the ball a little more. When it gets us cold weather too, and they're going to be playing teams. Obviously, they play in cold weather. You got to be able to run that ball at some point. So, Browns, good win there. The Raiders are undefeated still. I still see that coming to an end soon. I don't think that's a long haul. Successful team. Great game by the Rams.
Oh, yeah.
Great game by the Rams. Obviously, the Buccaneers having problems in the secondary. They had to go get Richard Sherman this past week. The Broncos defense, I know they played a bad offense, but shutting out an NFL team is still very impressive. The Vikings, Justin Jefferson getting a nice tutty right there, which was great. Packers, Aaron Rodgers did his thing. Obviously set them up for the win. And then the Cowboys, like you said, they are the most talented team in the NFC East. It's not saying overall as a team, they are great. I really do still think that the winner of the NFC East is going to be that 9-8 around their team. I really do. So, all right. And then this week, some big matchups, but not really based off the way teams have been playing. I'll kind of read them off, Brian. I'll let you talk about them. But the Buccaneers versus the Patriots, normally you'd think, oh, here we go, Belichick versus Brady. I think the Buccaneers win. I don't think it's a blowout. It's never is a blowout with those teams. But I think the Buccaneers win handily there. The Raiders-Chargers will be pretty good. The Ravens-Broncos, I'm interested to see if those 7 guys from COVID come back. That'd be a really good game. Steelers-Packers. Both the Packers and Steelers will put stinkers up there, okay? And they've also had some quality wins. So it's like, I don't know. Cardinals-Rams, a lot of points, I'm assuming there. Seahawks 49ers will be a good one as always. Panthers Cowboys, kind of see if the Panthers are fake, but also to see if the Cowboys are that good. Eagles Chiefs, I think the Chiefs will get back on track very easily there. Giants Saints, I think the Saints roll that one. Bills Texans, Bills roll that one. Washington Falcons, I think could be one of the best games of the week because they both are stinkers. Browns Vikings will be fun to watch. Dolphins Colts, I think the Colts win that one. Lions Bears will be good. There's the Titans and the Jets is a stinker. And then what's today? Thursday, right? Tonight's game, it will be a stinker as well. Jaguars, Bengals. Brandon, what are your comments on any of those games?
Well, honestly, I think that Raiders game is going to be very good because I think the Raiders are for real. I really do. And
really? Josh Jacobs out, right?
I think I'm actually a fan of every single AFC West team. I think the Broncos win. I think the Broncos are for real. Do you know Patrick Surtain, the Alabama corner, first round pick? He's allowing a 10 passer rating, something like that. And if the quarterback throws it in the dirt, you automatically get like a 38 passer rating. Like, he's been that good. The Broncos have also had an easy schedule. They played both the Giants and the Jets, if I'm not mistaken. So take that with a grain of salt. But I do believe the Broncos are going to be good. Teddy Bridgewater is not going to lose you a game. And they have a good defense. And they have good running backs. And they have decent tight ends. So and their O-line's not bad. I'm a big Broncos believer this year.
See,
I'm a huge Chargers believer.
What do the Broncos have that I'm sure some of these other teams wish they took a bite on? I know I wanted him in Washington.
Who?
Teddy Two Gloves, man. He's not going to go win you a game, but he's not going to go lose you a game.
He won't lose.
And when you have a defense like the Broncos have, that's what you need.
Absolutely.
And look, we always say it. That guy, don't lose him the game. Just go get us some points.
I'm going to bring up a guy who would lose you a games, but he would win you some games, but he wasn't anything special. Eli Manning. I mean, he's the epitome of mediocre. His career is what, like 158 and 158 or something like that?
500, yeah.
He's legit 500. You can win Super Bowls with average quarterbacks. I'd say Bridgewater's pretty average. I don't think he's terrible. I don't think he's great, but you can win. You can win a Super Bowl with him if you surround your team with the right type of people. And honestly, the Broncos have a solid team. If you look at their roster, it sucks Jerry Jeudy went down. It really does, because, God, could you imagine him with Sutton and Hamler and Javonte Williams and Gordon and Noah Fant? It's like they're a solid young team. They're athletic. Excuse me. I'm a huge fan of the Chargers. Herbert is the man. Keenan Allen's the man. Mike Williams is balling out. I love all that.
Isn't he? He's the one that was at Clemson, had the neck injury.
Clemson
Goalpost, right?
Wasn't that Justin Ross for Clemson? I could be wrong.
I think Mike Williams did get hurt in college.
He did go to Clemson. Clemson, look at the receivers they've had lately. Also, Hunter Renfrow. People forget about that. I mean, they've had a lot. Sammy Watkins, Martavis Bryant. They've had a lot of good receivers go through that program. They probably wish they had some right now. But I know I'm talking about the AFC West. NFC West, dude, the Rams impressed me. They impressed me. Matt Stafford. Cooper Kupp might be a top 5 receiver. He's very underrated. I'm a big Cooper Kupp guy. I'm shocked Robert Woods hasn't been more involved early on.
He's on my fantasy team.
Yeah, he's had a rough start. I mean, that first game, Van Jefferson went off. Cooper Kupp's gone off every game. They don't have much of a run game. But Tyler Higbee's started. He's done well, too. There's a lot of weapons there, so someone's going to be the odd man out week in, week out. I expect him to bounce back. Cardinals are good. They're good. Seahawks are the worst team probably in the NFC West.
Yeah. So just looking at the Mike Williams, he fractured his C6 vertebrae 2015.
Wow.
At the base of his neck in the first game of 2015 season at Clemson.
Didn't Justin Ross get injured too? I'm pretty sure he did.
Probably. The funny thing is, I'm on this injury history rate, and it says chance of injury in 2021 for Mike Williams, 95%.
I mean, you can't predict injuries. They're fluke.
Well, there are fluke injuries, and there are guys like that always have hamstrings, always have,
Troy Tulowitzki. I mean, I've never seen anyone more injured in my life. Giancarlo Stanton.
Sam Bradford.
What'd you say?
Sam Bradford. He was always hurt. Always hurt.
Yeah. It looks like it's unfortunate, but I hope McCaffrey and Barkley don't go down that route too.
Oh, yeah, your boy. Definitely.
It's a shame. And it's the Giants' offensive line issues that did it to him. You can thank Dave Gettleman for wasting that potential. He needs to go yesterday. He needed to go yesterday. I mean, he's bad.
What do you think about this Buccaneers-Patriots game? I think
the Bucs win by 35.
All right, I don't think
really
that much, but I think they at least win by 14-21.
Nick, the Bucs lost last week. Now, granted, it was to a Super Bowl type team in the Rams, but they lost and they didn't look the best. Tom Brady, coming off of a loss, going to New England for the first time, is not going to lose. He will not lose, and they are going to really, really, really put the pedal to the metal. Chris Godwin, if Antonio Brown's back, Mike Evans, like they're gonna really aerate it out. And I don't trust the Patriots secondary against the Bucs. I mean, imagine having to cover. Let's say you double Mike Evans, then you're leaving Antonio Brown one-on-one out of the slot, or if you have Chris Godwin out of the slot and Antonio Brown out wide, then you have Chris Godwin. Usually, you don't usually double a slot guy. So whoever's in the slot is going to be one-on-one. And I trust either one of those guys in a one-on-one matchup every single day. I mean, it's tough to match up against the Buccaneers offense. The Rams could do it because they have really good cornerbacks. But I don't know. I don't see the Patriots defense. I have them in fantasy. I mean, Bill Belichick defenses are always going to be at least average. So they won't be worse than that. But I don't know. The Bucs, I think they're going to come out and just try to put the pedal to the metal. They haven't really looked that good all year. I mean, they should have lost week 1 to Dallas.
Yeah. All right, here's a question for you. I'm looking at the schedule here. Does the NFC East go 0-4 this week?
Yeah. Eagles lose to the Chiefs. That's obvious. The Giants won't win.
Eagles,
The best
Giants,
shot is the Cowboys.
Cowboys, but I mean, Washington can win because how bad the Falcons are, but I don't feel 100% safe in that game.
Dude, the Daniel Jones played well and they lost to the Falcons. So honestly, anything could happen. The Falcons, they stink. Their defense is brutal. And of course, the Giants put 10 points up. It's so bad. It's so bad. How does your quarterback play well and you don't put more than 10 points up?
I know. That is bad, right?
Against the Falcons defense. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Don't get me started. I can talk all day about how poorly they are. The Falcons, it's the NFL, though. Look, Jacksonville was losing to the Cardinals the Cardinals were losing to Jacksonville at halftime. And Jacksonville hadn't won in 17 weeks. And the Cardinals are a solid team. So, honestly, I don't know. I'd pick the Falcons to cover the spread. I'm sure they are not favorites. I think Washington could win, but I think Atlanta would cover. I think they would. I think Dallas is going to beat Carolina.
I feel like most teams would cover because Washington's offense isn't that good.
Yeah, but it's the Falcons. They're so bad. They're really bad.
I know. So is the NFC East.
I know, and that's the scary thing. I mean, the Falcons are going to have a top 5 pick again.
Yeah. I think the Lions could get off the winless board this week against the Bears. How bad did that offensive line look? Justin Fields, a mobile quarterback, got sacked 5 times.
10 sacks, I thought they gave up. 9 sacks. You're right. Yeah. But, I mean, okay, Cleveland's defensive line's pretty good. I mean, you have Myles Garrett at 4.5 sacks. You basically have to double him every time. But yes, the Bears' offense is brutal. I think the Lions win. Lions aren't as bad as you think, which is insane.
But Dan
Cincinnati,
they fight, man. They fight.
Yes, they are.
And their roster isn't great. Their roster's not great. They have They have 4 or 5 good guys, and that's it. And I wouldn't even say 4 or 5. Jared Goff's in that 5.
Swift,
Super Bowl. Swift,
Hawkinson. Sewell's been playing well. They have a few guys on defense who are solid. Alex Anzalone, shout out University of Florida. He's pretty good.
And what's his name? Nkuda from Ohio State, the corner.
He's out.
Is he out?
He's out for the year.
Oh, that's right.
Or his Achilles or something like that.
So there you go. We named 3, 4 guys.
Well, no, they have more. I just can't think right now. They're not. You see a roster, a few guys, but Cincinnati has been the team that shocked me. They look good. Jamar Chase looks good. Joe Burrow looks good. Their O-line actually looks good, and their defense looks good.
I know everybody was kind of bashing them for the Jamar Chase. They're like, how can you not get something to protect Joe Burrow? But hey, they're working. That's really all the games that I really think could do anything. I think the Ravens-Broncos, that would be a really good game. But it depends on who's back for the Ravens.
Dude, the Ravens haven't impressed me. They could easily have been 0-3 as we stepped into today. Their offense isn't that flashy.
Well, it used to be. They're on their 3rd and 4th string running backs too.
Yeah, but
for a team that runs the ball a lot.
They run it the most in the NFL.
You lose your 2 starting running backs. That's bad.
But their defense isn't as good as it used to be. That's their problem.
Yeah, but still, that changes your whole identity of the team, controlling the clock and the ball if you're not running it very effective. And that makes your defense go out on a lot more,
Fair.
you know, changes your whole identity. So, all right. Anything you are really looking forward to this weekend, Brandon?
Well, I mean, Notre Dame, Cincinnati.
That's going to be, I think that will be a great,
Do
great,
you know what time it comes on though?
I believe 1:30. No,
No. Why?
I'll double check that.
I'm going to my sister's and we're going hiking. I figured it'd be a late afternoon game.
No way you might miss this game. 2:30.
Well, we're going early in the morning, so
You better get to hiking.
I didn't think it'd be on that early. 2:30 is not bad. I thought it would be like a 5 o'clock game. I don't know why. Damn it.
So that game, I think college football. Who else? Alabama, Ole Miss, and then what's the other one? Georgia.
Georgia, Arkansas.
Going to be some
Woo
good
pig.
college football games on. There'll be some good NFL games on this weekend. Get to square off against Zachary. One of the high school team I coach will be going against Zach's high school team, so that'll be fun to talk about next week. So yeah, and you know what else? At least here in Dover, Delaware, wherever you are watching, I know we got an Alaskan watcher somewhere probably.
Oh yeah.
This is the first actual fall weekend we've had. The first actual fall weekend we've had weather-wise. It's going to be nice and
It was
60.
fall last weekend.
Oh, it's really nice. It's going to be sunny and it's going to be cool. It's going to be in the 60s. It's going to be so nice. 50.
Nick, we were at Firefly last week and I was shivering.
Yeah, but that was at night. I'm talking about during the day. The day.
It was like high as 75 during the day. That's fall. That's
I'm
fall.
telling you, this week. I'll never be able to take advantage of it. You're going to be out hiking. You'll take advantage of it too.
Oh no, yeah. You know what? If I miss some of the first half of the Notre Dame game, it'll probably keep my sanity because they'll be down by 10 at halftime. I already know.
Team. You don't want to watch till 3:30 anyway.
You're right.
So, all right. Well, next week we're hoping to get all three of us back. We can recap NFL. We will recap how Zach and I's game goes, and we're also going to intro one of our favorite games. And I think maybe we'll try to keep on doing that. Okay. So hope everybody has a great NFL and college football weekend. My name's Nick.
I'm Brandon.
We'll see you guys next time on Recliner Sports Talk.